I'm waiting on this lady in the red shirt. She keeps waiting on me. Each time I stop, she stops. Still looking currently this way right now. She already got paid, so each time I move, she's moving with me, then stops with me. So they're not being held accountable.
Into a record. You have exceeded the maximum number of allowed attempts. Please hold while I transfer your call. The expected wait time to speak to an agent is less than 9 minutes.
Since I keep running into you, will you help me put on my bracelet? Will you help me put on my bracelet? Yes, I was told that you guys mailed out a check and they said they didn't get it. Are there any options? Can you send the funds back to the Attorney General?
Out on September 18th.
Right, and they're saying they didn't get it. Are you able to send the funds back to the Attorney General?
It hasn't been returned.
I'm not being heard.
I'm sorry?
Can you send the funds back to the Attorney General? Since you canceled my card multiple different times without my permission and then defrauded me out of funds by canceling the card that I had funds on in malice and haven't had accountability, just send it back. Since no one's getting accountability for their felonies. Oh, ma'am, I don't want to be placed on hold. Ma'am. I don't want to be placed on hold. I'd like you to read the notes while I'm still on the line.
Your phone is still cutting off.
So I have a spam caller. My abusers, they've been able to abuse too much power. They hung up. This legal aid that I have repeatedly told to stop calling me keeps calling me, harassing me at inopportune times. They've gotten away with it years. I did ask you if you could place me on hold. I mean, not a blind hold. I just want you to read the notes while I'm on the line.
What was that?
I'd like you to read the notes while I'm on the line.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Your phone is going in and out.
I don't know when the FBI is going to do something about this, ma'am. Each way, when I wasn't on speaker, you couldn't hear me. All possible ways you claim you can't hear me. I've had to endure this years. I don't want you to place me on a blind hold, ma'am. Just read the notes while I'm on the line.
Okay, I am going to place you on hold, and I will be back with you.
Well, that's because you're a scammer. If a customer is requesting you not to do that, that's misconduct. You don't force them to take holds that they don't want. Unless you're a scammer.
Place you on a silent hold.
She's been waiting here 15 minutes. As long as I've been here, he came out too and kicking and doing all kind of weird things too. Moving a lot, fidgety. I mean, no, always someone next to me. Well, it has to be. For buses to leave you, drive reckless, someone to be on every sidewalk you're on. It takes teamwork to pull something like that off. Cars to come at you, lights to change and malfunction. Needs a lot of teamwork for that. Ma'am, you said you weren't going to place me on one of those kind of holes. Ma'am, you still there?
Ma'am, I am still here.
Okay. It's taking all that time for you to read notes?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
I called you to ask you if it could be sent back to the Attorney General. And you're telling me you need to read notes?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Why can't you just answer the question? Why does everything have to be drawn out and long, drawn out, everything that I do every single day? That doesn't make sense. If I'm asking you if it can be mailed back, well, what in the world does reading the notes have to do with anything? Were you answering that question?
I am reading the notes that I was instructed to this part. So I'm going to place you on hold now, and I will be back with you shortly.
My abuser's controlling it. They have to disrespect me and lash out when he's upset. Then when they don't make sense, punish me for it. Hello. I already told her I didn't want to be on one of these kind of holes, and she did it anyway in malice. To agitate by his command. So they're creating a problem with my funds, like they do at shelters and all my other environments. Then they have used that opportunity to violate and mistreat. He created the issue to enforce problems that were pre-bought off and paid for before I was even aware that even, took place.
The support team regarding see if we can send it out to a different address, and I am waiting on a response.
What did you reach out to the support team regarding what?
See if the check can be mailed out to a different address.
That wasn't the question that I asked, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. You did ask if it could be mailed out to a different address.
I asked you if it could be sent back to the Attorney General.
That is correct.
The Attorney General of the Child Support Division is for a child support payment. So you're asking me if I can mail it out to a different address where that's different?
That is a different address than the one that it was mailed to.
Okay, so returning the payment back to the Social Security Administration is the same thing as asking if it can be mailed to a different address? Those are the same thing?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Then they said that someone was going to call me regarding them canceling my card and closing my account without my permission to keep me from funds on my card, and it never happened. To see why they did it. SMI has canceled my card multiple different times in malice. And my debit card was cut off 3 or 4 times a week in crisis situations. But I was arrested trying to report it to Dangerfield, Texas police. Still here. Haven't got her charged for stalking. Along with an army full of others. You there, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. I am still here.
20 minutes. This is the number that kept calling, harassing me. So you needed to read something in the notes. What did you find? You there, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. I am.
What did you find?
The note that I needed to read.
Okay, it's regarding my account. I'd like to know what's going on. It's a secret? I can't know? Ma'am, this is abnormal behavior from call to call, place to place. That repeatedly goes unaddressed. You don't want me to know what's going on with my funds? You there, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. I am still here.
Okay, you don't want me to know what's going on with my funds? What happened in the notes?
That is for internal use, ma'am.
Yeah, but the internal notes regarding my situation, right?
Your account has been closed, so you don't have any information.
Well, then what took you so long to read? I'm asking questions. Why would you place me on hold while I'm asking questions, ma'am? That's rude.
I'm sorry?
Why would you place me on hold in the middle of questions? An army full of people do that I call all over the United States. If I'm asking questions, that's rude for you to place me on hold during questions. But people, when they get caught in a bind and what they're saying not making sense, they punish me and put me on hold and in timeouts. But once again, if the account was closed, why did you have me on all that hold all that time? What were you looking at?
Okay, Ms. Clark, you don't have an account. There's no information.
Then what was you had me on hold like 10 minutes? What did you have me on hold all that time for if there's no information?
Why I placed you on hold. I informed you I was reading the notes and that was it.
Well, if it's so regarding my account, why are you acting like an abuser, dictating my life and being bullying me over it? Why is all my environments treating me with disrespect? I don't know why you're placing me on hold while I'm talking, ma'am. That's rude. She's still having love. He likes to ruin my day, spin my wheels. That's what he gets. She didn't want to talk about the needless hole that he enforces that I endure. Call to call. Then they went out of focus. Forget it. So a lot of women say that, you don't have to take abuse. If your abuse is bringing it to your family members' houses, churches, domestic violence organizations, putting you out, shelters, restaurants, there's no denying you male law enforcement. You have to take it. You can't go to court, get legal representation. You have no other choice but to take it. Can't place your own calls or your own food orders. You don't have any other choice but to take it. They have to verify with my abuser if it's okay for them to send it back to the Social Security Administration. Not Social Security Administration, but Attorney General. Since he already bought off and paid for all this insanity, they have to get his permission on what to do next. He's probably watching me now. That's probably why she's standing here. He likes to see my face when I get violated.
For the delay. I'm still waiting on their response, so I'll be back with you shortly.
But I can't ask questions? You don't want to incriminate anyone or yourself? That's why you can't talk to me? You there?
What was that?
Okay. So you had me on hold a considerable amount of time. And you said the account's closed and there's nothing that I need to know about. I'd like to know the interaction and what happened. Because I don't know why they closed my account with funds on it, a card. They said someone was going to call me. It never happened. It seemed like it was done in malice. But if someone's controlling SMI One Card, wouldn't that be criminal? A psycho abuser? And would it be criminal for the SMI One representatives that let him do it? That took bribes to keep me from funds on my card? Repeatedly over and over?
That decision was made with the approval of the state. So if you have any questions, you can contact the child support office.
With approval of the state? So SMI One scam with the state to keep me from funds on my card? So I have to call child support division after this, Attorney General? They keep you on hold so long when I call. And then I did the chat, and then I didn't get a response back from the chat online.
Okay, I'm gonna go down and place you on hold.
Why would Attorney General get involved in me not getting funds that were already placed on the card? Doesn't that sound suspicious to you?
No, ma'am, it does not.
How do they rob someone of their rights for funds on their card? Attorney General. It sounds like Attorney General is being used as a scapegoat. That just doesn't make sense. If someone has funds on a card, how someone can make the decision to rob them out of their funds that are currently on their card. Even if Attorney General, why would Attorney General want to do something like that? You there, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
You said that why would Attorney General want to rob someone of funds on their card?
That is the only note that I took, so I don't have an address.
What's your name?
My name is Letty.
Do you have an employee ID?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
What is it?
Let me get it for you. Give me one moment.
You don't have it memorized?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Peculiar? You won't go? Until he saw my phone? You still getting it, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
I pressed pause on my phone and everything. She has to get sent a message of what her employee ID is. So I have to wait till she knows it. So they don't go to prison. Still waiting.
345-63056.
Well, I'm sorry, what was that?
345-63056.
Okay, so you cancel someone's card and then put funds on it. Just cancel it out and demand that they get the funds mailed. And no one has an explanation for doing it. And the state got involved too to keep me from getting my funds. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that. So I'm going to go to place you on hold.
Well, I don't think that you need to place me on hold during the question, ma'am. I'm on hold. When I wasn't recording, no, they would let me. I would have meltdowns, emotional wreck. And I didn't understand because I didn't know about spoofing calls. Why people were treated. So I thought he had called around all the surrounding areas and then had them torture me and mistreat me like that. But then I realized when I started calling all over the United States that being mistreated and violated like this seemed to be impossible for everyone to be this crooked. So then I realized that they were spoofing my calls and having me call counterfeits. Then with Social Security Administration, scamming, disrespecting, FBI covering for crime, scamming, disrespecting, Department of Justice, CIA, all of them covering for crimes and violating and disrespecting me, the ones that answered the phone. IRS covering for crimes. And now I realize, no, something's amiss. All 911 operators covering for crimes and being abusive? All of them? It is a misdemeanor charge to intercept an emergency call. And dozens of them did it. So, if anyone holds this man accountable in domestic violence situations, they normally have that charge. And for each problem he chose to, so I need to calm down. Each issue that he chose to set up and then deprive me of the ability to call 911 on his crime that he had set up, that's a charge. So my phone is glitching and don't want you to know how long we've been on the line, and it's saying 0. Specifically interfering with an emergency call is a Class A misdemeanor in Texas. A Class A misdemeanor is punishable by a maximum of 12 months in jail, $4,000 fine. I don't know if you saw this. My phone's acting weird. The misdemeanor charge of interfering with an emergency call.
34 in your life. I'm still waiting on your response. And I will be back with you.
You're still waiting on a response, ma'am? Out of 35 minutes? Someone gets to hold up my money and commit crimes and then punish me and place me on holds and ballots repeatedly over and over, year after year, with no accountability? Create problems and then deprive me of the ability to solve them? She still hasn't left my whole call. This is how long I've been on this call. Interference with an emergency call is often associated with a family violence cases. For example, if someone is trying to call 911 during an argument, the other person prevents them from doing so, that can be considered interference. Some examples of that's from what this is saying is it could be a more severe charge. It could be a state jail felony, which can result up to 2 years in jail. So that's what he's doing. He doesn't want me to be able to report his crimes, and he's interfering with my ability to place emergency calls reporting his crimes. And then some of these times I was actually being violated and threatened, and the guns pulled on me in assaults, and the operators were hanging up covering for it. Property, pickpocketing, and they wouldn't take reports of that, nor the police department. It's pretty intense. You can face criminal charges if you knowingly prevent or interfere with another person's effort to place an emergency call. How many times have you seen that happening on this channel? It's deliberate. He just wants to sidetrack and ruin my day and create scenarios to do so.
The agents are still working on trying to send the check back to the attorney.
Sure, ma'am. I don't have this much power to abuse. He's done it years. The bottom line is, by derail my day after day, whatever kind of way you can. So I get it. I have to hold. That's what abusers like to do. Okay, ma'am. Whenever you're willing to tell me if I can have the funds go back to the Attorney General. Whenever I can find that out. Typically, call centers have supervisors on hold. I can't talk, ma'am. I'm just trying to minimize my abuse that's set up. So you have the floor. Go ahead. What did you want to say, ma'am, while I was talking?
Once I get the response, then I will get back with you.
You had already said that, but I was talking, ma'am. You didn't find that to be rude?
I did not cut you off. I'm going to go to place you back at home, and I will be back.
Okay, ma'am. I don't have rights. Go ahead.
Thank you.
She didn't want me talking, so she just cut me off. So what I was trying to say is he deliberately tries to sabotage my day every single day and ruin it. If I'm at locations and he can't have them ruin my food, he'll have someone call me, interrupt it. We're in a scam, saying they're going to do a report and then deny it, start arguments. Sometimes it's been family. Just malice. I don't know why he's done it, but he's gotten away with doing it years. Having my supervisor call me on my day off and start arguments. Supervisor! That eventually scammed and cost me my job. So in the past, he set up assaults, multiple, someone to degrade me on the bus to ruin my day. I'll let the park people blocking my path, police coming to make everybody leave the park. Arrest, denied transit, blatant lies while I was using transit to get me off of it. Crimes at hotel rooms, coming to hotel rooms, put me out in malice, trying to enjoy myself there. Schemes to keep me from watching TV, then blaming me for it. Having people at restaurants, security, and multiple different other parties just curse me out. Staff at shelters create a problem that it's impossible for me to solve and then blame me for it. Those was pre-bought off and paid for. So they're enforcing conflict. Like the other day at the shelter, they tried to steal my sleeping bag and my sheets. I said I was calling the police because it repeatedly kept happening. Then they started an argument with me, blamed me for it, then called someone on me because they tried to steal my property.
Sorry, Ms. Clark. Thank you for holding. Sorry for the delay, but was informed that these checks cannot be sent back to the Office of the Attorney General. So I'm just waiting to see what the next process is. So I will be back.
Well, I'll just try to give you another address because I can't stop you guys from doing this. So I'll just give you another address. They said they didn't get it, and you guys have been so crooked. I don't even know if you mailed it. You've gotten away with all kinds of crimes with no accountability.
Okay, give me a few minutes and I will.
Well, I'm not quite certain what you need a few minutes for if I'm giving you another address. What is a few minutes? Because I've given you like 50 minutes. 45 minutes and 22 seconds. I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not quite certain.
But I am waiting.
What are we waiting for? Are you waiting on my abuser, ma'am? You're not really making sense. What are you waiting for now?
I'm going to place you on hold, Ms. Clark.
What are we waiting on, ma'am? Is this proper customer service to disrespect someone and ignore them like this? For SMI One.
I'm not ignoring you. I am informing you that I am going to place you on hold.
Why would you place me on hold while I'm speaking, ma'am? Why do representatives repeatedly treat me like this? Why is that done on almost all my calls? Why would you place me on hold if I'm currently speaking?
No, well, you're not on hold.
Okay, I'm just not quite certain. If I'm telling you I can give you another address, what is the relevancy of you placing me on hold?
Go ahead, give me the address.
Ma'am, what do you have to be back with me shortly for? Sometimes there have even been arrests depending on how nice I look. ready to go take on the town. Police coming from nowhere, taking me to jail. You're going to jail for catching the bus. What are you talking about? She still haven't left.
So we're going to put in cancel that check, and it is going to be sent out to the 50.
That's correct. Can you send me a text or email with showing me what you're going to do?
No, ma'am.
You can't?
No, ma'am.
Why would you try to withhold that? Because I just can't I can't understand why my customer service has been so poor ever since I've been targeted. And they don't want me having a paper trail of anything. So used to be if you requested things, but everywhere I call it is denied and being rude. It's like my rights are being violated. Okay, so you're saying that I have to call the state to see why they wanted my card canceled and me being defrauded out of funds that were on my card? Call the state and ask them why they wanted that?
You can do as you please, ma'am.
I'm just trying to figure out. I'm calling SMI One Card and I have funds on my card, and then you closed my card without my permission, so I'm trying to figure out why you did it. So I'm trying to get direction. I'm on the phone with SMI One Card now that repeatedly talks while I'm talking. So if I want to know why you canceled my card with funds on it without my permission and then closed out the whole account and then mailed me out funds I didn't ask for, to figure that out, how do I do that?
Okay, well, that check is being mailed out to you.
I want to know. I'm not being heard. I want to know why it was done. I want to know why it was done, ma'am. Because it feels like my rights are being violated. Call the state?
I'm sorry you feel that way. Yes, ma'am.
It's not that I feel that way. Do you have a debit card? If you have funds on a debit card and then you try to spend it and can't, what do you think's happening? If you know you have funds on the card, then you can't spend it, what do you think's going on? If it's you and you have a card in your wallet and you go use it and can't, and someone rob you of your ability to use your card, what do you think's happening? If it's your cards, it's something different. You have a card in your wallet with funds on it, and then you go spend it and can't. If it was you, then how would you feel?
I have no idea, Miss Clark.
Okay, so if you have a card in your wallet that have funds on it, and you go spend it, and someone robs you of that right, sure you don't.
I'm sorry, I don't have any cards. No, ma'am.
Okay, do you have a bank account?
No, ma'am, I have no bank account either.
I don't believe you. I think you're a scammer. What person in the United States that, has a lucrative job don't have a bank account or a debit card? That doesn't sound rational. So I don't even know if you're being authentic. Okay, ma'am.
If your email loves yours on,
Why do you need that, ma'am?
so they can send you an email with the check information that was sent out.
Oh, okay, thank you. I asked for that and you denied it. Yes, I like that. I didn't know because my abuser has had people start sending me toxic emails, and I'm not sure if he wants to have avenues to have an alibi for these toxic emails I've been getting with mugshots of me and all kind of other disturbing things.
All right, so that is your current email, correct?
This time, just to give them a different address. Years of this. They'd have me wait an hour and then hang up. They're forcing me to start all over again from scratch. Yeah, that's why I started recording my calls.
Will be sent to you that 8 days.
7 to 10 business days. The last time they mailed it out, I'm not able to speak, ma'am. You're doing this is extremely rude. For someone to force you to get treated like this every single day in all your environments. So the last time they mailed it in 2 days. I don't have rights, ma'am. So whenever you guys decide to mail it, I guess I can just call in if you decide to tell me. That's how my life is. So whatever my abuser has set up, okay, whatever. What did you want to tell me while I was talking?
Oh, that's fine. Is there anything else that I can help you with?
No, I think the feds need to do something,
Okay,
ma'am.
well then I do thank you for calling SMI One. Please hold for the survey and you have a great day, Miss Clark. Bye-bye.
It wouldn't let me call until I started recording. I don't. You're talking extremely low. I can't hear you.
Do you need police, fire, ambulance?
Police.
What is the address?
8801 Congress Avenue.
Okay. Yana?
Yes.
Yana? Last call.
How long do you show I've been waiting?
Knows that you called this morning. For 113.
What time do you show it is?
There is no answer. You're calling right now.
I said, what time do you show the time now? What time do you show for the time now?
You don't have a watch.
What's your name?
You're calling from the phone.
What's your name?
Watch, you can see
What's your name?
on the phone. You don't need to know.
Are you depriving me of having your employee ID number? She hung up. I'm police. You know, I used to let these things bother me, but you guys just keep getting away with it. I called and I gave my address to 911 operators as well as everyone I come in contact with covers for crimes and conspires with abuse, leaving me trapped in it year after year, robbing me of my ability to get law enforcement repeatedly over and over. What's your name?
My name is John.
Intercepting emergency calls is a Class A misdemeanor I just read. I thought they said Class A. So each time someone hangs up in my face and forces me to robs me of my ability to place an emergency call when crimes are being committed is a crime each time. That's repeatedly unaddressed. Each upload I show of someone doing that, that's a crime. So did you get the address?
Yana?
Yes.
Yeah, the HEB on South Congress, right?
Yes, what time do you show I called?
This call came in at 14:26.
I'm sorry?
Around 2:26 p.m.
The one before that?
The one before that was 25.
One before that.
1:22 p.m.
Okay, I must be. Oh, the one before that.
The initial call came in that we had at 1:20 p.m.
You don't have one before that?
No, ma'am, that's the first call from the place.
I thought it was at 1:13. Thought that's what she just said.
I have it logged at 1:20. 1:13, yes. Came in at 1:13, phone call off. First text call at 1:13.
Okay, so what time do you have now?
It's 2:28 now.
Okay, and what's going on with the police?
You have a call in that's still working to get somebody over there to speak with you.
Huh? You know, well, sometimes they never showed up. I just don't know how many patterns will equal an arrest. Okay, let me try the next camera and see what happens. Okay, thank you. Got this person's in right here. Since she finally left. He left and was immediately replaced by this person.
Sorry, your current wait time is greater than 30 minutes. Please hold for the next available agent, or you may call back later when call volumes are lower, usually in the later part of the week. You may also visit our website at www.childreport.texas.
The majority of my arrests was through doing reports. So it's just as bad as in person. They've taken my freedom multiple different times trying to report crimes, including at CPS.
Your call is very important.
He only securing the environments I'm in. Because I'm outside, he's securing outside. There's another security officer right there. The car's moved and blocked it, your view of it. Just don't understand why the security's needed by me. This is a grocery store. But people aren't getting charges. Some kind of way these carts and all of these kind of things are happening with all this security. What grocery store have you seen that police supervise and monitor? Unless it's the ones I'm at. You just go in the grocery store. What churches have you seen with armed police in them? Multiple. By me. I've never seen a church except the one I'm at with an armed police with uniform on and guns. Multiple. So when you're at your phone providers, you just normally go talk to staff, right? Well, when I'm going to my provider, there's armed guards there too, standing over my providers in multiple different environments. Nauseous food was so bad, I wasn't even concerned about not being able to come back. That was horrible. But the first time I came, it was good. That's why I came back. But that was not punishment at all, him telling me not to come back from the way that food tasted. Still out there. This is how long I've been on hold to speak with the Attorney General, Child Support Division. 26 minutes. This is how long I've been on hold now. My phone's trying to cover for it. 36 minutes. Okay, my phone's about to go dead, so I have to stop the recording. I don't want them to steal the footage that I have on this phone.